A sudden flash interrupts the late-night news cycle. The president unveils a bold new maritime map, encircling vast blue waters with the Philippine seal. "Today, we draw the line," he declares. The nation watches, breath held, as the new Maritime Zones Act becomes law. Social media erupts with the Nakchen Chan's West PHS sovereignty. Fishermen and students cheer, waving flags and chanting, "The sea is ours." This is more than a map, it's a message of hope and national pride. The West Philippine Sea has long been a flashpoint. Chinese ships shadow Filipino fishermen, sparking international concern. These waters are rich in fish, oil, and gas, vital resources for millions. On March 15, 2026, everything changed. Congress passed the Maritime Zones Act in rare unity. The president signed it into law, making headlines across Asia. The act defines the Philippines' maritime zones, each a legal boundary in contested waters. Filipino authorities now have new powers to patrol and protect these waters. The new act is Manila's boldest answer yet, aiming to turn the legal tide. The new map is a direct challenge to China. For years, Beijing has claimed nearly the entire South China Sea, drawing a sweeping 9-dash line that cuts deep into Philippine waters. China's Navy and Coast Guard enforce these claims with muscle and patrols, ignoring protests from neighbors. With this map and law, the Philippines says, enough. The government's message is clear: the West Philippine Sea is not for taking. The act draws boundaries based on international law, not military strength or historic tales. This move is risky. China is a global power, with the world's largest navy, but the Philippines has chosen the path of law, not force. By marking its maritime zones, Manila sets the stage for a legal and diplomatic fight, one seen as a test of the international order. The act also unites the nation. Politicians, military leaders, and ordinary citizens rally around the cause. The line has been drawn, and the world is watching the standoff unfold. This law did not appear overnight. Decades of struggle led to this moment. Filipino fishermen have faced harassment and arrest. Coast Guard vessels have endured water cannons and blockades. Diplomats have argued in regional summits and international courts, seeking justice for the nation. The turning point came in 2012. At Scarborough Shoal, Chinese ships blocked Filipino boats, sparking a tense standoff. Manila responded by taking China to court, launching a historic legal case under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. In 2016, the world watched as the Permanent Court of Arbitration ruled in favor of the Philippines. The court declared China's 9-dash line invalid under international law. But despite the legal victory, Chinese ships remained, and tensions simmered. Years of negotiations, standoffs, and legal arguments followed. Filipino officials realized more must be done. The new Maritime Zones Act is the product of these hard lessons, a law forged in struggle and hope. The impact of the new law is felt most by those on the sea. In the fishing village of Masinloc, weathered boats set out before sunrise. For years, fishermen faced Chinese patrols, their catch seized or boats turned back. Fear became routine. Now the mood is different. Local Coast Guard units have new authority. They patrol with confidence, flashing the Philippine flag. Law enforcement can now arrest illegal foreign fishers, seize poached catch, and even expel unauthorized vessels. The law gives teeth to their patrols. Fishermen are not just protected, they are empowered. The government offers training, safety equipment, and legal aid. "We feel safer," says Mangtonio, a veteran fisherman. "We know the law is on our side now." This law is a lifeline. It is about more than territory. It is about protecting livelihoods and giving hope to those who depend on the sea. The world reacts swiftly. Key allies, like the United States, Japan, Australia, and the European Union, express support. They praise the Philippines for upholding the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. International headlines call it a victory for rules-based order. China, however, is furious. State media denounce the new map, calling it a provocation. Beijing warns of serious consequences, increases patrols, and demands talks. Some Chinese vessels conduct drills near disputed reefs, signaling their displeasure. ASEAN neighbors react with caution. Vietnam and Malaysia quietly welcome the move, facing similar struggles with China. Indonesia urges dialogue, hoping to keep the peace. The new law puts the West Philippine Sea at the heart of world diplomacy. The Philippines has forced the world to choose side with international law or risk chaos on the high seas. The West Philippine Sea story is written in flashpoints. Scarborough Shoal, a tiny atoll, became a symbol in 2012. Filipino fishermen were trapped outside their own waters, blocked by Chinese ships. It was a humiliation that demanded a response. The Philippines turned to the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague. The 2016 ruling was historic. The judges declared China's sweeping claims illegal under UNCLOS. Filipino families cheered, but on the water, little changed. Chinese ships refused to budge. Tensions rose year after year. Coast Guard standoffs became routine. New Chinese bases appeared on reefs and islands. Filipino leaders called for unity and action, but the situation seemed frozen. The new law and map are born from these flashpoints. They are an attempt to turn legal victory into real protection, a move from words to deeds in a sea fraught with danger. The West Philippine Sea is more than just a body of water, it's a battlefield of narratives. The Philippines points to UNCLOS, a treaty signed by over 160 nations, and the 2016 ruling backs this stance. But China claims historic rights, citing ancient maps and records. No international court has recognized these claims. The clash is stark, law versus power. The new map is the Philippines' answer. The official map is more than lines on paper. It is a statement of national identity. Bright blue boundaries mark the territorial sea, exclusive economic zone, and continental shelf, each area clearly labeled. Key features, Scarborough Shoal, Pagasa Island, and Reed Bank, are boldly marked. The purpose is clarity. For decades, overlapping claims caused confusion. Now, Filipino authorities can enforce the law with confidence. Fishermen know where they can cast their nets. Oil and gas companies see where they can invest. Schools will hang the new map in classrooms. Coast Guard ships will display it on their bridges. It is a tool for diplomacy, a way to show the world what the Philippines stands for. This map is not just for Filipinos. It is a signal to neighbors and rivals alike. These waters are protected by law, not just hope. The West Philippine Sea is a treasure trove. Beneath its waves lie oil, gas, and minerals. Its fisheries feed millions. The new law is about more than territory. It is about survival and prosperity. By defining maritime zones, the act empowers the government to guard resources. Illegal fishermen and poachers can be stopped. Marine sanctuaries can be protected. Oil and gas exploration can follow clear, legal guidelines. National security is also at stake. Coast Guard and Navy patrols have a legal mandate. They can work with allies and partners, using the map as a basis for action. The law strengthens the Philippines' voice in international forums. It shows the nation is serious about protecting its future and standing up for the rules-based order. History is at the heart of the dispute. China presents old maps and stories, but the Philippines points to hard evidence, like the 1734 Murillo Villard map. This map, made by Spanish explorers, shows islands and shoals inside the Philippine sphere, centuries before the 9-line existed. Legal experts say history matters, but law decides. UNCLOS's clear rights come from treaties, not tales. The Hague Tribunal agreed, rejecting China's ancient claims and supporting the Philippines' case. Still, the story is powerful. China's narrative inspires nationalism. The Philippine side uses history to show legitimacy. The new law and map draw from both, using modern law, backed by historical fact. This clash of stories and statutes makes the West Philippine Sea the world's most contested waters. The unveiling of the new Map and Maritime Zones Act is a turning point. The Philippines has drawn its line, firm, legal, and clear. It is a statement of defiance against bullying, and a call for the world to respect law over force. This law is about more than one country. It is a test for the global order. Will treaties and courts matter, or will might make right? The world will judge as tensions simmer and diplomacy unfolds. For Filipinos, this is a moment of pride. The sea that fed their ancestors is now protected by law. The hope is for peace, but the resolve is clear. The West Philippine Sea will not be surrendered. As the sun rises over contested waters, the new map shines as a symbol. The battle is not just for territory, but for a future where rules, rights, and respect are the anchors for peace.